proceeding in the case of the Prosecutor versus William Samoei Ruto, Henry Kiprono Kosgey, and Joshua Arap Sang, ICC 0109-0111.
On Thursday, 7th of April 2011, Pretrial Chamber 2 of the International Criminal Court held initial appearance proceedings in the case of the Prosecutor versus William Samoei Ruto, Henry Kiprono Kosgey, and Joshua Arap Sang. This is the first case in the Kenya situation at the ICC in The Hague. 3 suspects voluntarily arrived in the Netherlands on summonses to appear before the 3 judges of the Pretrial Chamber 2. Judge Ekaterina Trendafilova, presiding judge, Judge Hans-Peter Kaul, and Judge Kuno Terfusser. During this hearing, in the presence of the prosecutor and the suspects assisted by their defense teams, judges verified the identity of the suspects and ensured that they were clearly informed of the alleged crimes and of their rights under the Rome Statute of the ICC.
I have been sufficiently informed of these allegations.
Thank you.
And I have had occasion
Thank you.
to even pay a visit to the office of the prosecutor.
Yes.
To try and ascertain the issues that have been raised and alleged against me.
Yeah.
I was, however, unsuccessful in trying to get details of of these allegations. To me, the allegations that have been made here sounds to me like they can only be possible in a movie.
Mr. Ruto, could I just ask you to sit down and I shall give you some explanations.
Thank you.
First of all, we have agreed that the purpose of today's hearing is quite limited to these 3 issues as identified in Article 60, paragraph 1 and Rule 121, paragraph 1.
I have been sufficiently informed of the charges, alleged charges against me. I've also been served with summons. However, as already stated by other colleague, the details of these alleged crimes have not been provided. Thank you.
This will happen in the future. And finally, this chamber is going to take a decision at the end of the pretrial stage whether the chamber should confirm the charges and send the case to trial, or the chamber is going to decline confirming the charges, and this will terminate the proceedings related to this case. Mr. Sang, would you please explain to us whether you have been informed about the crimes?
Yes, I've been informed about the allegation.
Yes.
And the judges.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Sang. Now the chamber has to address again Mr. Ruto, Mr. Kosgey, and Mr. Sang with the next question, whether you have been informed of the rights as provided to you by the statutory documents of the International Criminal Court. Mr. Ruto.
Your Honor, my rights have been explained to me, and I've had occasion also to read both the statute, the rules of procedure, and whatever is contained in there that refers to me. My counsel have had also occasion to explain to me my rights to the extent that whatever allegations that have been made against me, I need to have the full knowledge of those allegations and whoever has made them to enable me to respond because, as I said earlier, Your Honor, an innocent person like me to be dragged all the way here, really, is a matter that baffles me. You know, and I would read, and I believe the court will make it possible for me to get sufficient information, enough information on these allegations, so that I can respond to them and demonstrate my innocence.
Judge Katerina Trendafilova, presiding judge, also stressed the conditions set out in the summonses to appear.
It came to the knowledge of the chamber by way of following some articles in the Kenyan newspapers that there are some movements towards retriggering the violence in the country by way of using some dangerous speeches. I would like to remind the suspects, and I'm not referring to anyone in particular, but this is a general point to be made to all the suspects, that such type of action could be perceived as a sort of inducement which may constitute a breach of one of the conditions set out in the summonses to appear, namely to continue committing crimes within the jurisdiction of the court. Accordingly, this might prompt the chamber to replace the summonses to appear with warrants of arrest, something that the chamber wouldn't do with willingness, because you would rather prefer that you appear as free persons in this courtroom.
The judges set the date for the beginning of the confirmation of charges hearing for 1st of September 2011. A confirmation of charges hearing is held to determine whether there is sufficient evidence to establish substantial grounds to believe that each suspect committed each of the crimes being charged. If the charges are confirmed against the person, the pretrial chamber commits the person to trial before a trial chamber, which will conduct the subsequent phase of the proceedings, the trial. The initial appearance of Francis Kirimi Mutura, Uhuru Mugara Kenyatta, and Mohammed Hussein Ali, the second case in the Kenya situation, is scheduled for Friday, April the 8th.